Hi there, and welcome to 5.9 Day 2, Adding, Subtracting, and Multiplying Complex Numbers. What we're going to be focusing on today is how do you add and subtract complex numbers, and how do you do this using the complex plane. So let's figure out how. You regroup by like terms, then add or subtract the real and imaginary parts. So that seems pretty easy. So first thing we want to do is identify the real and imaginary parts. So the real parts I'm going to put in red. And the imaginary parts I'm going to put in blue. So now we have negative 2 plus 3, which is 1. And in blue we have 4i minus 11i, which is negative 5i. So then we want to use both of these pieces to write us a new, we want to write it in the form a plus bi. So let's stick in the pieces that we just found out. We have that 1 minus 5i. So this is how we are going to write our answer. Easy enough. So now we want to figure out how we add these on the complex plane. So they're going to give us this plane down below, and we've looked at this before. And we want to figure out how to add two complex numbers on a plane. First, we graph the two complex numbers, and then connect each of these numbers to the origin with a line. Then we draw a parallelogram that has these two line segments as signs. The vertex that is opposite the origin represents the sum of these two complex numbers. So let's look at this. We have 4 plus 3i and negative 2 plus I. So every time we start at the origin, and remember this is our real axis, and this is imaginary. So the first point is going to be in blue, and the second point is going to be in green. So we're going to start at the origin, and we're going to go to the right 4 on our real axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is our new point here. I'm going to go ahead and erase these so you don't get confused by those. So that's our first point. And our second point I said was in green, so we start at the origin and we go to the left 2, 1, 2, and then we go up 1 here. Now we erase these. And then it asks us to, just messing with this here, it asks us to connect the line, make a line from the origin to the point. So here's the point. And here is the line now. Here's the origin, and here's the point. Now we figure out the same line here. So from this point, I'll draw with a marker so you can see better. So starting at the origin, what we did is we went to the left 2 and we went up 1. So we want to repeat this process on this point here. We go to the left 2, 1, 2, and up 1. Our new point is here. And now what we're going to do, I should erase that. So this is our new point we made off of our old point. And now we just connect the lines here. This is our new parallelogram that we made. From this parallelogram, we can see this point here. I shouldn't do that in blue, I'll do it in red. This point here is going to be our new vertex, or our new sum of the two given complex numbers. So you can tell our new point here is at, I'll use green here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what that means, plus 2, plus 4. So what that means is when we add these two together, what we're really getting is 2 plus 4i. Because remember that 4 is on the imaginary axis. So now that we've talked about adding and subtracting numbers, complex numbers, I want to talk about multiplying them. So what we do is distribute and combine like terms, and I want you to remember that I squared equals negative 1. So we want to multiply and write the result, in the form a plus bi. So what we do is distribute. So 2i times 3 is 6i. And then we have 2i times negative 5i, which is negative 10i squared. And remember, this is why I wrote this here, because we have I squared. So really what we have is 6i minus 10 and then times negative 1. So if we simplify that, we have 6i plus 10. And if you want, you can write it in the form a plus bi, which would, you just flip-flop those around, so it'd be 10 plus 6i. So let's try one more. The next one looks like we're going to FOIL. So first, outside, inside, last. So our first terms would be 20. Outside 5 times negative 3i is negative 15i. Inside is negative 6i times 4, which is negative 24i. And then negative 6i times negative 3i is plus 18i squared. The very first thing that I want to do is notice that, oh, sorry, I forgot the squared. I want you to notice that we have I squared, and that's negative 1. So what we really have here is negative 18. So now I want to combine like terms. So I want to combine the ones that have i's and the ones that do not. So our real numbers are 20 and negative 18. And our imaginary numbers are negative 15i and negative 24i. So we're going to add the blue ones to be 2. And then we have negative 15i minus 24i, which is minus 39i. So now I want you to try adding these two and multiplying these two. And I'm going to put a giant sun with a smiley face. Today that looks kind of like Harry Potter, but you get it. Because I am freezing and I want to be somewhere warm. So, anyways, you try it and we will check in with you.